just respect your life. And then I would tell him, you know what, there is a reason why we all was born, and I just really want you to hear and listen inside yourself, and you'll find out who you truly are. And I would tell him that over and over again, and I never thought he listens to me or not, but then when I realized that he does. And I would tell him, you know what, it doesn't matter to me who you'll become, policeman, doctor, or anyone else. I said, it just doesn't matter. As long as you're joyful, as long as you feel that this is your place, then so be it. And so in the beginning, he wants to be marine biologist. The minute he was born, I think the first word that he said, he wants to be marine biologist. And that's for about till he was 15. And since 15, he realized that he wants to be a doctor, and not only a doctor, surgeon. That's fine. So when he wants to be a marine biologist, we took him to the Sea World. We make appointments with people who work with the animals. And then when he wants to become a doctor, I start to buy chicken. I told him, well, if you want to be a surgeon, then you need to work to make your hand steady. And here it is chicken for you, and there's the vegetables. So let's cut nice pieces, and by the time you're done with the school, you'll be fine. So, and we stay and we cut chicken and we cut vegetables, and his hand became stronger and stronger, and the cut became more precise. And I said, well, when you have your precise hand and a chicken, I'll let you cut me. I said, I even provide a knife, so. But of course, you know, me and Boris always have the weirdest jokes ever. And he never was too big for me. Like even, you know, on the late, like I would come and hug him. I actually never could keep my hands off him. If I'll see him around, I have to constantly suck his brain and his ear and his cheek, and I would bite him. And then he would jump on me and he would bite me. Like months ago, like a few days before that happened, he bit me so hard, I have like bruises all over my hand. And that was our relationship. Like it was very, very physical with each other. And Gregory like would yell at us and say, you're going to break each other, you're going to break everything in the house. And of course, I will be running with the bottle of water, spraying on him. And he will be running with the bottle of something else, spraying on me, like, you know, Coke or something, saying to me, I got you. And I would be saying, hey, hey, and I would take the hose and I would hose him with the water down. And he said to me, it's not fair. And I said, well, why don't you go on the gym with me? Then it will be fair. And I would fight with him. And then he found his spirituality. And as a matter of fact, year before he found his spirituality, we had a fight with him. And it was right before his birthday. And I told him, I said, you know what? If you're behaving that way, then I'm going to behave the same back. And you're not going to have a, you know, present. That's all. And he said, oh, you're going to lie to me. I said, no, I'm not going to lie to you. You'll see, you will not get present. And of course, his birthday comes. And I went to the store and I bought him, Gregory and I, we bought him Psalms of David. And I wrote him a card and I said, I know that I promised you to not get you a present. So this is not a present. This is a gift. And this is a gift for self-respect, for yourself, for everyone else, and first of all for Hashem, our God, because you have to acknowledge there is someone else above you, much stronger, more intelligent, that you need to reach and connect. I told you before, I don't really care who you're going to be. Just, you know, if you're if you have a change of hearts, you change your dreams, fine, I'll support you. And we went and we called a few rabbis and we arranged him at going to Israel or to New York to yeshiva. So, you know, and he's supposed to choose. And he said, Mom, I want to take a year off or 6 months off or 2 months off to find out my path. And we said, okay, fine, find your path. We're here to support you. And then when he passed away, and we was told that we could not grieve because it was Passover, we have to celebrate right away. I start to think about that there must be a way to celebrate his life, so we called his friends. And on April 22, they all came to our house, or those who could make it. And they spoke so gratefully about Boris, and I looked at them and I was listening to them, and I said to myself, that's exactly my harvest. That's exactly my harvest. And when Susie was talking about that he told her 1,000 times that he loves her, when he get from me. There was not me in a day, it was like 25, 30, 50 times, and I tell him, I love you. And I would text message him, I love you, I love you, I love you. And then he called Daniel and said, our mom is crazy, she's weird. And of course I was his weird. I was weird, I know that. Why to hide it? So it just was obvious. And I used to tell Daniel and Boris, and I said, you know what, regardless how you behave, and if I said, if your behavior is just to stop me from loving you, you cannot succeed. Because there is absolutely nothing you can do or don't do, so would stop loving you. So stop behaving ridiculously and behave well, because my love would not change. And it never did. And on his last day, we talked on the phone several times. 4 or 5 times we talk every day, and he text message me, and I'll text message him back. And he was, teaching me how to be more advanced. And I not really advanced that much anymore, but he helped me. And so that was it, And hearing you and seeing you all, I understand that he was listening to everything that we were saying to him. Look, come on, what the Jewish Russian guy has anything in common with Mormon girl? Susie, come over here, Susie. Or Nikki, who is wonderful cocktail of everything else. Come, and there were the one to whom they would run. He would run to them from me. They're the ones who were his saviors. And we will sit and we'll eat, and he'll just, to whom you are talking? Susie. Nikki. Susie. Nikki. So there's was there others, mommies or friends or sisters on the side? And as a matter of fact, there are 2 who helped me to put this event together, and all their other friends. So without you guys, there is would be no way we can have that for all of us. And each of you contributed. Those posters was made. Would you like to read who made the posters?
Sure. Bethany Mosley, Dylan Pass, Christina Brooks, George Hickler, Rachel Kottkamp, Michaela Kretzner.
And would you like to read who contributed with help us with chairs and tables?
My family relatives Albert and Yoli Tenchavez, they donated the chairs and tables for this event. The cake also that there will be after the pizza was donated by my parents and my family as well. The balloons were donated by Amy Bernard, and the video filming was Crook Thompson.
Thank you. And the Raging Water donated to us some water and chips. So there are so many wonderful people came together, and I'm realizing now that the most important lesson that I was teaching Boris is that I used to tell him, Buba, do not ever look at the color of the skin and the size of the person and the background of the person. I used to tell him, you know what, it just doesn't absolutely matter, because when you're in pain or when you're in happiness, there will be kindred spirit who will surround you. So when you go to life, find the kindred spirits, because that's who will keep you. That's who will give you love. That's who will embrace you regardless who you are. And looking at all of you right now from many different backgrounds and colors and religions, I really gathered that my son got the lessons. And whatever we as a family invested in him, and regardless how sleepless many nights I would talk to him, and regardless how many fights I used to have with him, because he was always in my face telling me stuff, and I told him, go ahead, tell me, and then I'll tell you. and we'll steal and we'll fight. And one day he looked at me, he said, Mom, do you know why we fight